Hello students, in this video we are going to solve the textbook exercise for chapter number 5. The chapter name is Coal and Petroleum, class 8, subject science, NCERT. So before that, let me quickly recall what we had seen in this chapter. So in that we had seen that the natural resources are mainly classified into two categories, that is inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. And in that we had seen that the inexhaustible natural resources are present in a unlimited quantity, where exhaustible natural resources are in limited quantity in the nature. And we had seen the examples of this kind of natural resources. Then after we had seen the fossil fuel as the natural resources. In that we had first seen coal and how this coal is formed and different products which we are getting from the coal. And in this we had seen coal, coal tar and coal gas. Then after we had seen another natural resource, that is petroleum, and then in that we had seen how this petroleum is formed and the refining of the petroleum and the different components or constitutes of the petroleum. Then after we had seen natural gas and the uses of this natural gas, advantages of this natural gas. And then after we had seen the importance of these natural resources which are limited in quantity or exhaustible natural resources and how we can save these natural resources. So now let me start the textbook exercise for this chapter. In this first question is, what are the advantages of using CNG and LPG as fuels? What are the advantages of these fuels? So the advantages of this using CNG and LPG as fuels are, in that first one is, they are used as non-polluting fuels to transport vehicles. In the transport vehicles, they are used as the non-polluting fuels. That means they are not polluting the environment. The next one in that is LPG and CNG both are easy to store and transport. Their storage and transportation is easier. Next is CNG is used for power generation. To generate power we are using them. Then these fuels have more energy per unit volume. Per unit volume they give the more energy. Then after next is LPG can be used directly for burning in homes and factories. We can use them directly. Next is they are easily available and have affordable cost. They are cheaper and they are easily available. Next is LPG and CNG has virtually no ash particles left after burning. After burning they not left any ash particle. So these are the advantages of CNG and LPG as the fuels. Next question number 2 is, name the petroleum product used for surfacing of roads. So the answer is bitumen. Bitumen is the petroleum product which is used for surfacing the roads. Next question number 3. Describe how coal is formed from the dead vegetation and what is this process called. How the coal is formed. So about 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forest in low-lying wetland area that we had already studied in the chapter, and due to natural processes like flooding, this forest got buried under the soil, and as more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. So the temperature also rose as they sunk deeper and deeper. They sink deeper and deeper, and under the high pressure and high temperature, these dead plants got slowly converted to coal. So this is how the coal is formed. And a coal contains mainly carbon, and the slow process of conversion of this dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization process, as it contains mainly carbon. So this process is known as the carbonization. Next, question number 4, fill in the blanks. In that first one is fossil fuels are blank, blank and blank. So the answer is natural gas, coal and petroleum. These are the fossil fuels, natural gas, coal and petroleum. Next is the process of separation of different constituents from petroleum is called blank. So it is known as the refining. This process of separation of different components from the petroleum is known as the refining. Next is least polluting fuel for vehicle is blank. So this fuel is known as the CNG, compressed natural gas, CNG. Now next question number 5, write true or false. That first one is fossil fuels can be made in the laboratory. So the answer is false. As we had seen, it requires different conditions like high temperature, high pressure, absence of air. So it is impossible to create such condition in the laboratories, and it is the very slow process. So we cannot make or prepare this in the laboratory. So here your answer is false. Next is CNG is more polluting than petrol. So your answer is false. CNG is the less polluting fuel. Next is coke is almost pure form of carbon. So your answer is true. Next is coal tar is a mixture of various substances. Again your answer is true. It is the mixture of various substances. Next is kerosene is not a fossil fuel. So your answer is false. Kerosene is also a fossil fuel which is one of the constituents of the petroleum. Now next question number 6. Explain why fossil fuels are exhaustible natural resources. Why these are the exhaustible? So fossil fuels are formed over a period of millions of years. It will take millions of years by the action of high temperature, high pressures on the remains of dead plants and animals. It requires this much condition, and these fossil fuels are exhaustible natural resources because if these are exhausted or used by human activities, then it cannot be recreated in a short period of time. So that's why these fossil fuels are exhaustible or limited natural resources. Next question number 7. Describe characteristics and uses of coke. How the coke looks and what is the uses of coke. So coke is a tough, porous, black substance and it is produced by destructive distillation of coal. This is the process by which we can get coke from the coal. That is destructive distillation that you will study in the upper classes. And here the now uses of coke is given to you. The first one in that is it is an almost pure form of carbon. It is the purest form of carbon. Next one is it is used as domestic as well as an industrial fuel in stoves and furnace. In the home we are using it, or as well as that in industries also it is used as the fuel in the stoves and furnaces. Next is it is used in the manufacture of steel. Next one, it gives little or no smoke, so it is preferable. Next is it is used for extraction of metals. To get metals from its compound, it is also used. Next is it can be used to make fuel gases. So these are the uses of coke. Next question number 8. Explain the process of formation of petroleum. How the petroleum form. So the petroleum was formed from the organisms living in the sea. And as this organism died, their bodies settled down at the bottom of the sea. And it get covered with sand and clay. Now in the absence of air, under high pressure and high temperature, for over millions of years, they transform these dead organisms into petroleum and the natural gas. This condition, that is absence of air, high pressure and high temperature over millions of years of ago, or it will take millions of years, and it transform the dead organism into petroleum and natural gas. and the petroleum deposits are usually found mixed with salty water, and or you can say water, and the petroleum is lighter than salt water or the sea water. It is salty, so here it is written salt water. So petroleum is lighter in the as compared to the water, so hence it floats over it. It will not mix with water, it will float on the water. So this is how the petroleum is formed. Now next question number 9. The following table shows the total power shortage in India from 1991 to 1997. How much shortage of power is there in our country? So show the data in the form of graph and plot shortage percentage for the years on the y-axis and the year on the x-axis. On the y-axis you have to show the percentage, and on the x-axis you have to show the year. Here the table is given to you. In 1991 the shortage was 7.9, in 92 it was 7.8, in 93 it was 8.3, in 94 it was 7.4, in 95 it was 7.1, in 96 it was 9.2, and in 97 it was 11.5. So now let me see the graph. The total power shortage in India is shown to you here in the graph. On the x-axis, as we had discussed, the year is taken, that is 91, 92, 93 up to 97. On the y-axis, the percentage of shortage is taken, and on the x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to, we had taken 1 year. On the y-axis we had taken 1 centimeter is equal to 0.5 percentage. So it is shown to you 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5 up to 12. In the first one 91 it was 7.9, so it is shown to you here. In 92 it was 7.8, so it is here. In 93 it was 8.3, so it is shown to you here. In 94 it was 7.4, it is shown here. In 95 it was 7.1, so it's here. And in 96 it's a 9.2, so it's here. And in 97 it was highest, or India was facing shortage in power in 97, the highest percentage, that is 11.5. So these points are shown to you. So this one graph shows the total power shortage in India. It is also shown to you here with the readings also, 7.9, 7.8 to 11.5. So here our exercise textbook solution for this chapter gets over. In the next video we will study some extra exercise for this chapter. Thank you.